Number 5 says in 1975, we had a random sample of 1,484 adult U.S. citizens, and 193 strongly agreed with the statement people should take care of themselves. In 1991, another sample was taken, showed only 61 agreed. Does this show that the proportion has dropped? So what I've got here is a 2-sample z-test for proportions. The first p-hat was 193 out of 1484. The second p-hat was 61 out of 1013. So there's my null hypothesis. My second one, it says, has it dropped? That means, was this one bigger right here? And of course, you need to define your terms. Now, I cut and pasted this next one so we can see the requirements. There they go. Both samples need to be an SRS. Each group needs to have at least 5, or some books say at least 10 successes and failures. And there are more than 14,840 adults in 1975 and more than 10,130 in 91. That would be the 10% rule. Now, the formula here is going to be the estimate, which is this, minus the parameter, which is going to be 0, over the square root, and this is where I have the pooled p-hat. So this is p-hat, 1 minus p-hat over n1 plus p-hat, 1 minus p-hat over n2. And that p-hat, this one should have a 2 next to it. This p-hat is going to be the total number of yeses over the total number of attempts. Add those things up. You could actually write it like that, or when I do this in the calculator, it's going to do that heavy lifting for me. So in my calculator, this is stat test 2 prop z test. And again, this doesn't want the percentages. This wants the actual successes and the actual attempts. So 193 out of 1484 and 61 out of 1013. We want to see if it's dropped. So that's the one that's listed there. Calculate, chicka chicka whir whir, and we see that the z-test statistic is 5.67. The p-value is really, really small. You could write that number in there if you want. It's so small I'm going to reject, but I also want you to pay attention to this here. This value is that value right there. If I work this part out on my calculator, I'm going to get that pooled p-hat. And you see a p-hat 1 and p-hat 2, that's the pooled p-hat right there.